Greetings, it's the Chappers back in my shack, and it's a new gear day. Very exciting. Look what I got. How stunning is this? Firstly, I suppose huge thank you to the wonderful Faith Guitars for sending me this beautiful FECM-BNC, which I'm sure you would agree rolls off the tongue. This is a Faith Eclipse. It's a Parlour and it's stereo. How badass is that? So many awesome things can occur when you have a stereo acoustic. If only I had a Y lead. I don't have a Y lead, so what I can't do today is show off the stereo capabilities of the amazing Shadow preamp that it comes with. That's going to have to be another demo, but I'll just give you an overview because I was so excited to get this. I mean, out of the box, I emailed them and said it was just set up perfectly out of the box, which I really appreciate, being a guy who owns a guitar company. So what do you need to know? Well, it's got a really cool little cutaway here. I'm sure you'll agree it's only a small cutaway, but it's just enough to give you access to the upper 12 frets and the little blues box if you're playing in the key of E, although I'm tuned down a tone. It's perfect, you know, you can do that little thing there. It retains the vocal characteristic of the box that we're resonating. Oh, I'm in love with this guitar. I think it's awesome. I'm really impressed actually. If I ever had a signature Faith guitar, which I haven't got, or if I ever released a Chapman Guitars acoustic, it would pretty much be this, you know, and there wouldn't be many things I'd change. I suppose we should start with the preamp because it's kind of special. So it's an L420 Hex, and it's witchcrafting its way into my ears very well. I'll give you an overview now. So to begin with, you get a tuner, which you access by pressing this button here. See that light which occurs? And it's your standard tuner. You strum a string, and it tells you whether it's flat, in tune, or sharp. And you press it again to turn it off. It's a really good tuner. It actually works. It's very sensitive. You get a volume knob, which is good. You get a pan left or a pan right. You get the customary 3-band EQ knobs here. If you suffer from feedback on stage, which I haven't done so far, but I know you can be, there's a phase button. You get feedback, you press the phase button. Bye-bye, feedback. And then each string has a pan, left or right, or a degree within that, so maybe 75% left or whatever. So what you can do with a Y cable is connect it to 2 amplifiers and have the bass strings one side, treble strings the other side. So you can do things like have the treble strings louder than the bass, or have reverb on the treble strings and not on the bass strings. All sorts of really clever things that, I mean, if you're a gigging acoustic musician, this is a great tool. Or a studio, hello email, or a studio guy. And it's not that expensive. I mean, it's like almost £700, I think it is. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's $689 retail street price. That's a Jiminy bargain. Now this actually is a signature model, although not mine, sadly. This is for Beth Nielsen Chapman, great surname, who is a super famous country type guitar player. So this is her signature model. So it is a Chapman signature, just not mine. Basically Beth is a Nashville lass, session country wizard, and she wanted an acoustic with more upper fret access because that's where she goes and they let it go there, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, if you like black acoustic guitars, upper fret access and a stereo jack, then you're laughing with this guitar. And of course you can just plug a regular guitar lead in and it acts as a regular acoustic guitar, or just strum it without plugging it in. It sounds great. I mean, it's just awesome. Ships with D'Addario strings, as you can see here in this pick. Tuning pegs. Well, they're the good old Grovers. Really nice looking ebony. It's all super top class stuff. Nice ebony little tuners. It's a Tusk nut. Something that was interesting was that with the guitar, the very nice case, came some little cards with information. which I thought were an interesting thing. The first thing is something I want to do with my guitar company is this. They're saying, if you like your Faith guitar, why not tell them on the Facebook account? That's a good idea. Very good idea. A diagram here showing the strengths and weaknesses of tusk versus bone, which I thought was also really clever. And it shows you that tusk actually is essentially superior for harmonic content and sustain over bone. That's interesting stuff. A booklet all about the preamps and caring for your guitar. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, while I'm here, why don't I teach you a tune? Because it's been a while since I taught you something, and I may as well teach you something that's nice. So I'll teach you something really, really easy. This is a tune called In the Sunshine by me, Rob Chapman. Now it does mean you've got to tune your guitar a little bit oddly, but it's a very interesting tune that I use for slide playing all the time. The other thing is, you're meant to plug your acoustic guitar into a PA really, aren't you, or an acoustic guitar amplifier. Now the thing is, not a lot of guitar players actually own a PA or an acoustic guitar amplifier because, I mean, I don't know, they just don't. But they do have affordable valve amplifiers like the Orange Dark Terror. And so I thought, rather than plugging this into my £2,500 hand-wired Plexi, I'd put it into a Dark Terror and give you an idea of what you can get in your bedroom with a really affordable rig and a great acoustic guitar. Check this out. So all I'm using is an Orange Dark Terror, a TC Electronic Hall of Fame, and a TC Electronic Flashback. So there's a tiny, tiny bit of delay, and I like a bit of reverb on my acoustic guitar tones. So I was in D, down a whole tone on every string, so I've just tuned up using the onboard tuner, which is really good. So well, when I say tuned up, I'm tuned to E flat, which is what I always tune to. So I'm in E flat standard across the board. Now we're going to modify the tuning. Here's what I do. I tune the E string to my D. So I'm dropping the E. And then I do exactly the same thing with the A string to the G. Now this gives you a fifth at the bottom. And it gives you flat 7 here, and all sorts of stuff you can do that's awesome. So if you've got a slide, grab one now. If you haven't, don't worry, because I'll teach you the tune without a slide first of all. Early in the morning, you get out of bed. No rest for the wicked, you can sleep when you're dead. Yeah. Never giving up, even when yours. Worse than bad, it's enough to drive you mad. But I don't ever want to know why you chose black crow smile down the yellow lane. Made you feel the love again. By windows in a burning sky, kill me from the love that we were living in the sunshine, yeah. Drinking like a river. So here's what you got to do. Take your first finger and place it on the 3rd fret of the D and G string. I'm just going to refer to them as E, A, D, G, and B and E because it makes way more sense. So first finger across the 3rd fret, D and G. We're going to go on the A string with our plectrum, the D and G with our 2 fingers to hybrid pick that badass power. So you're going to go. So I'm hammering down with my 3rd finger on the 5th fret. We're then going to kind of slap it, and then we're going to go. So what I've done is I've just plucked those 2 as a dyad, slapped it again, and then just that single note. So that sounds like this. Second part goes like this, which is exactly the same as the previous part, so recall that. All we do to follow it is place our third finger on the G string, the same fret, still the 5th fret, and we strum A, D, G. So the two parts combined sound like this. And I want that difference in dynamic from the to the kind of sound. It's nice. Early in the morning, you get out of bed. So then we're going to go again, and then just bring the first finger down to the 2nd fret, D, and go A, D, G. That's nice. So. It's actually hard to play this without singing. There's your verse, and then we just go bridge part, which is 3rd fret, E string, open G, 1st fret, open G. And then the chords, I play them down here, and Rabia plays a similar thing down here, but we're going to do this. We're just going to go a power chord at the 5th fret, and then one finger right here at the 7th, that's A, D, G. And then the same thing, 3rd fret, and then 5th fret. But that's your crack wings in a broken sky, tell me from the love that we were. And then it goes, and that's just 3 to 5, ja-wa-ja-ga-ga. And then living in the sunshine is just a flat 7th diad. So what I'm using is 5th fret, 5th fret, and that's D and, where are we? No, that's A and G. And we're going to go. So I'm mimicking the vocal. Living in the sunshine. And then it goes. Which I love. That's my favourite part of the tune, I think. That's just open E, 3rd fret. Play that open D. Back to the open E. And then 2nd fret A. And then open E. So that's a whoa. So pick it, bend at a semitone, return that bend, pull off. So. And then. One of my managers once said to me that if a tune works on an acoustic guitar with one vocalist, then the tune works. And if it doesn't work on an acoustic guitar with one vocalist, then there's no tune. I think he's right. So, you know, I would advise you to take all of the music you write and try it on one acoustic guitar and one singer and see what comes out. It's a really useful way of just taking things back to basics and then writing from there onwards, you know. And if you try it with an acoustic guitar, I'd recommend a Faith. So it's exactly the same thing with a slide. It's basically a bit easier, really. I wear it on the 3rd finger. You don't have to, although you might need to for this. So we're going to do exactly the same thing, using the little finger now to bar the intro part on the versage. That's exactly the same, but I'm using my little finger. And then, and that's just A, D, and G. And then this is the same. So no change, just that one little stinger with the slide. And then we get. And then for the chorus with the slide, all we do is play the first chord barred. Slide in for that nice fat chord using the A, D, and G. And then the ja-da-ga-ga-ga, exactly the same. But this. You've got to be careful where you're sliding to. Make sure that you always go directly on top of the fret wire and not behind it like you would do with the finger when you're fretting, because you'll be flat. So. There you go. That's how it's done. So, I look forward to seeing many of your little acoustic covers, or electric covers, or just vocal covers. If you just want to sing it, that would be awesome. singing something that's new to me, so I'm really enjoying it, and it'd be great to see some other singers out there. Lots of people ask me for some vocal tips. I've only been singing for a year, so I'm not really equipped to give you many tips, but I would say the one thing is your voice is your voice, so don't try and make it sound like somebody else's voice. I can't help but noticing lots and lots of vocalists from England with American accents, because I suppose the majority of their influences are Americans, and yeah, that's not good. So be yourself, and also the pursuit of a dirty voice. The dirt is either something that you've got in your voice or not, or something you can add to it, like an effect when you do a certain thing with the voice. So you can sing a note, basically your voice is clean unless it's damaged. So there are loads of great singers with clean voices. I mean, you know, almost everyone you like will actually have a clean voice. But you can add dirt and an effect. And what I do is I belt, so I sing very loud, and I squeeze a certain part of the throat to cause the dirt to come. So for example, here's Sunshine, clean, and then with the dirt, and you'll hear me add on the dirt and push it from the belly, yeah? Living in the sunshine. That's clean. Living in the sunshine. Well, that's with the dirt. So it's the same thing. I'm just squeezing a little part of the throat and pushing from the belly to give it the vibrato. Yeah! 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 I think the tip is to only use the dirt when you really need it, like an effect. Because if you do it all the time, it's a bit like having lots of dirt on a guitar all the time, and you want to use it as a dynamic to make the musical. Anyway, that's kind of all I know. The other thing is, you shouldn't really be able to feel your breath around your hand and kind of project from your temple. That helps. I don't know, maybe I'm talking rubbish. You guys take it easy. Chappers out.